the National Football League, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Saints, and it comes your way next.
Well, first opened back in 1975, there's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the New England Patriots. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here come the Patriots now on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing, Jones. Flushed out right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Pete Werner. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So here are the Saints now with great starting field position. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston. And now a pass dumped off to his running back. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. So, Charles, first drive here, a little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now a throw out to his fullback. It's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Second down and goal. Winston. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Out is Lutz now for the New Orleans field goal attempt. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Lutz's kick is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. 1 play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did, but there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
finding some room at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line.
Here we go.
With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
The numbers for Hunter Henry from a week ago. 3 catches, 58 yards, and a score.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Throwing on first down, Jones. And it's complete to Adams. Touchdown, Patriots. Davante Adams, his first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots have taken the lead.
Partner, remember that old film with Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
The extra point was hooking, but he does make it through, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. That result, really no surprise. That's what we're becoming accustomed to with this #1 ranked rush defense.
And you study the game. Does this bring back a few memories? Maybe the 85 Bears trying to move the ball against them, 2000 Ravens. Heck, how about the late 60s, early 70s purple people eaters, the Minnesota Vikings? Hard to move the ball against those types of teams.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Winston now. He's got Smith here. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty.
Still first down.
is not the way to start a drive. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay game.
And they just did not get the snap away in time.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive. Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
Still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay game.
And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay game.
Man, that ain't make no sense.
On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach. Frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
Problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay game.
Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the playoff in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game.
Still first down.
problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay game,
So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty.
still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay game,
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay game,
And they just did not get the snap away in time.
still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay game,
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay game,
And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay.
still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay game,
They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
delay game,
Are you serious?
They were already backed up. Now they're backed up further.
I think they were being so careful to make sure all assignments were covered that they end up running themselves out of time.
clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delayed game, 2 offense.
On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach, frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
Problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delayed game, 2 offense.
Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the playoff in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
Clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delayed game, 2 offense.
Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game.
Still first down.
Right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delayed game, 2 offense.
So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delayed game, 2 offense.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Still first down.
Problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delayed game, 2 offense.
And they just did not get the snap away in time.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delayed game, 2 offense.
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
Still first down.
problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, full offense.
And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, full offense.
On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach. Frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, full offense.
Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the playoff in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, full offense.
Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game.
Still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, full offense.
So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty.
Still first down.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, full offense.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Still first down.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, full offense.
And they just did not get the snap away in time.
Still first down.
0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delayed game, 4 offense.
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay. Back to throw. Jones. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. Off play action. Jones. He'll buy some time right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Winston into the slide, and he's got a first down. He is tough to bring down, Jameis Winston. Yeah, Charles, I remember calling a baseball game of his. He played baseball at Florida State, too, and you saw his legs, tree trunks sprayed in to those baseball pants. I said, how could anybody bring this guy down?
And that's part of the beauty of his game because he has that toughness, that thick body. He may not beat you sprinting, but he's real sharp with his mind, and he knows how to get away from people.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. On 2nd and goal, Winston. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jameis Winston, his 11th touchdown of the year. And once again, the Saints are back out in front.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Jones now throwing on first down. And he's taken down here by the Saints. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Winston into the slide, and he's got a first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
First and 10 at the 30.
Winston now to throw on first down. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Jameis to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Damian Harris and the Patriot offense ready to take over again. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. Now Jones on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's Harris. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. The final shot before break. Jones. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll kick things off with a rematch of Super Bowl 25. Buffalo making one of 2 visits to MetLife Stadium this year. This one to take on the New York Giants. And they've reached halftime with the scores.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. Dante Hightower on the stop. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Meanwhile, Winston's throw here into the hands of Harry.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he is going to have a Saints first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Now Winston. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Now Winston. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying.
Evades the tackler and now some space. And they work this well upfield across the 45. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Well, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Jones throw into the hands of Henry here. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. Looking to throw. Jones. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Damian Harris, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Young Wei Koo is set to
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Kamara. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Smith catches left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 41, Winston. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kamara. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Pats are right back in this football game. The Pats at the line, ready to go. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jones escaping the pressure right. They've got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big play there for the Patriots.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Meanwhile, Jones' throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Jones sliding out of the pocket. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
DeMario Davis there on the stop.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
That swung out wide to Harris. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. So the completion good for 7 there. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
And the Patriots are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
They'll try and run with Harris. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for the Patriots, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York